John Jiloty for Inside Lacrosse video here. The October issue of Inside Lacrosse magazine is on its way. A lot of people have gotten it already, so I wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up of what's going on in that issue. First off, obviously, the cover, you got Florida State, BYU, and Michigan pretty prominently displayed under the headline, The Next Generation. And what we're saying in that article is those three schools are not necessarily going Division I in the next year or two, but they're looking at it, and the administrations are actually listening, which is a huge step for the sport. The fact that big-time universities like that are actually going to listen and inquire about the possibility of going Division I for men's lacrosse is a huge step for the sport. So Jeff Shannon did a great job with that article, and it also looks at the rest of Division I. You got your Detroit Mercies and Presbyterians and Bryan schools that are going Division I are looking at it as well. So there's a lot going on in Division I men's lacrosse at the varsity level than you may think. This is a really good article, and I'd urge you to check it out. On top of that, we also have a complete fall ball look. It's probably about 15 pages, and I think we cover 20 teams in there. A complete preview of fall ball, which is right around the corner, so it's pretty in-depth and really good. So I urge you to check that out as well. Also, not the best timing on this one, but we have a pretty big story on Bill Belichick that Mike Keegan did for us. No one in lacrosse has really ever done a full profile of this guy and what he's done for the sport, but he's doing some great stuff for the sport up in New England, from coaching at the youth level, really helping out for the Final Four this year up in Foxborough, to ripping down trees in his backyard to build a lacrosse field. I mean, this guy is really into lacrosse, and he's a pretty powerful tool, pretty powerful guy, in lacrosse right now. He's really helping the sport out. So, again, the timing's not the best, but it's a great article, so check it out. He's done some great stuff for the sport. And two more things. One, our MLL Players Survey, which I detailed in another video segment. We surveyed every Major League Lacrosse player back in August with about 25-30 questions, and got the answers back. They run our October issue. Some great stuff in there. Really diverse, really behind-the-scenes, insightful look into Major League Lacrosse, so check that out. And also, Ohio University, they cut their women's program back in January, and being kind of in contact with Jen Ator, who's a midfielder and a magazine journalism major there, about doing a story, and we're running it in this October issue, kind of about the time when a lot of the players are back on the field, kind of looking back at the experience and the terrible experience of getting that shocking news, the decisions they had to go through, their families, what they had to deal with, looking into transferring, whether or not they wanted to stay. A lot of tough decisions they had to make, and a lot of tough things they had to go through, to get from that point to here, where a lot of them have moved on. So, really great job by Jen, and we're glad she sent us the story, and we're glad we're running it now. So, check that out. And last but not least is the first ever interview with a supermodel, which you should definitely check out in there as well. It's a quick hit, but it's pretty interesting, and probably nothing you've ever read in a lacrosse magazine before. So check that out. If you're not a subscriber, come to InsideLacrosse.com to subscribe, or check out your local newsstand or lacrosse store for the latest issue. I'll be back next week with Inside Lacrosse video.